Hello YouTube. Bane666 here. By now I guess you have all seen the Ban Bossy campaign.
This is Ban Bossy. Take one.
Pushy. Stubborn. Stubborn. Pushy. Pushy. Stubborn. Stubborn. Bossy. 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 Bossy.
When I was growing up, I was called bossy.
I think the word bossy is just a squasher.
Being labeled something matters.
By middle school,
Girls are less interested in leadership than boys.
And that's because they worry about being called
Bossy.
Yes folks, that's right. The reason there are not more female CEOs and politicians is because they have been called bossy when they were a teen. Really? Now let me be clear here, if this campaign was to stamp out bullying, I would be behind it 100%. As bullying does have a severe effect on the confidence of teens, and will often affect the rest of their life. But of course I would only support such a campaign if it was gender neutral, as we all know girls can be bullies, and boys victims. We all know that, right?
Up first at 11, two teenage girls are at the center of what law enforcement calls one of the worst cases of abuse they've ever seen. Tonight, police say these girls had targeted a mentally challenged teenage boy.
Detectives in St. Mary's County say the suspects attacked that teen with a knife, sexually assaulted him, and forced him into an icy lake. Jay Korf has the latest.
St. Mary's County authorities allege that 17-year-old Lauren Bush and a 15-year-old unnamed female, both students at Chopticon High School, videotaped multiple assaults that they unleashed on a 16-year-old boy with autism.
But this is where you have juveniles involved.
Sheriff Tim Cameron says the allegations leveled against these girls are among the most disturbing he has dealt with in his career.
These allegations are heinous allegations.
Cameron says several times between December and February, the suspects preyed on the victim, assaulting him with a knife, kicking him in the groin, dragging him by the hair, coercing him to engage in a sex act too disturbing to broadcast, and forcing him to walk on a partially frozen pond.
Another video depicts the male on an icy pond being told to continue to walk out further, actually falling in the water several times and pulling himself out.
Bush, who lives in a rural part of the county south of Mechanicsville, and the other suspect knew the victim well, say investigators. Police say the girls have admitted to videotaping the incidents, but investigators say they are still trying to figure out why.
Who could harbor this ill will to do something so completely heinous? I don't know. It's hard to fathom, really.
That was Jay Korf reporting. The 15-year-old suspect will be charged as a juvenile. Lauren Bush has now been charged as an adult with a number of serious charges, including assault, soliciting child pornography, and false imprisonment. Authorities say more charges could follow.
So why not a gender-neutral campaign against bullying? After all, are we not constantly told that feminism is there to help males as well? And is bossy really such a bad word? Is the word bossy really holding females back and preventing them from being all they could be? Considering the majority of university graduates are now female, and that males are dropping behind in education across the board, is it in any way logical to claim that females are being held back by a word?
I think the word bossy is just a squasher. I think the word bossy is just a squasher.
Well, if the word bossy is just a squasher, it does not seem to be working. Yes, it is true that there are not as many female politicians or CEOs as their male equivalents. But there are also not as many female coal miners or garbage collectors either. Is the word bossy stopping them from doing these jobs as well? Or is this an issue of personal choice? Whenever I am debating a feminist and there are not enough females in politics argument comes up, I always ask what office they have actually run for. Of course none of them ever have. They are more than happy to use it as an argument as to why women are oppressed, but not willing to actually do the hard work themselves and become a politician. Oh no, that would be too hard. It's much easier to complain about it and leave the hard work up to others. It's simple, feminists. If you want more women in politics, then get involved yourself. And by the way, you may call me crazy, but things like policies, vision, honesty, and integrity are what I look for when casting my vote, not penis or vagina. As for CEOs, well, if you want to become one of them, you have to be willing to put in 16-hour days, and probably sacrifice the relationship with your partner and children. There are many males who have worked extremely hard for over 30 years to reach the top, only to be rewarded with an estranged family and a trip to the hospital with a heart attack. It's not an easy job, and more often than not requires great sacrifice. And for every person to make it to the top, there are countless others who have sacrificed, but failed along the way. So if you want to reach the top, ladies, by all means go for it, but you may want to give up any dreams of having children along the way, if you want to have a chance. That's just reality. Whoever told you that you could have everything, was lying. If your ambition is to be a CEO, and to have children, you will end up sacrificing one for the other along the way. So no, the word bossy is not holding girls back, nor is it holding back the boys who will become garbage men and coal miners. It's just a word, and ban bossy is just an excuse. But ladies, if you want to start a gender-neutral campaign focusing on bullying, I will support you 100%. One more thing on the topic of language. Last month I posted a video called, "Do Not Be That Feminist." The posters in the video, and also linked in the description, contained a phrase that got a little bit of criticism, most notably from mangina boobs. This is what caused the concern. Of course, what man boobs and other critics failed to realize was that I had simply reworded a common anti-male slur on the internet.